as we have the spoiler tournament for Link to the Past Randomizer. Here we have a lower bracket race between Shadyforce and Windblownleaf. Winner will advance, loser will be out of the tournament. I am Drossi here with Phoenix. How are you?
I'm fine, and thank you all. So, hello and welcome to everybody to join us to this race.
So for those of you who haven't seen this mode before, the runners have been studying the spoiler log for 15 minutes now. They know where all the items are, and they just have to figure out what route they want to take to collect them all as quickly as possible and get to Ganon and beat Ganon. And we are currently listening to Shady's background music, which is Mario Kart 3.
Mario Kart Wii.
Mario Kart Wii, sorry. Wii 3, they rhyme.
It sounds a little bit similar, you're right.
But here we go. We are off. Divergence immediately. We can see that we are going to need both of those items with a Moon Pearl in Link's house and Cane of Samaria in the Sank. We've already marked crystals and pendants because there will be no map checks here because the runners have that in the spoiler log. So, I haven't actually had time to look through the spoiler log. Have you looked through it much, Phoenix?
Nope, to be honest. But here we got some money.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just because it was the easiest way to pay Bottle Bender, or if we're gonna need to get an item off of Zora yet. Well, that glove's nice. That's 2/3 of Dark World access already.
Oh, and there is a reason why we are collecting money. We got Aoife on Zora.
Yes, and as you can see, Misery Mire is a crystal, so we will absolutely need ether. So we have a bit of convergence now in Blind's hut. No bombs, so presumably, unless there are bombs in here, presumably we don't need what's in the back. Okay, well there's our Zora money, and our first sword. You'll notice both of those runners grabbed a piece of heart. Generally, if you can get safeties on your way, that'll take you an extra, 2 seconds. Most runners will do it. Well, this is quite a stack of Rico. This would be pretty interesting even as a non-spoiler race. The fact that we picked up Quake is mildly worrisome since TR is pendant.
Maybe backup if there is an important item on TR.
Yeah, I haven't scrolled that far down yet. The other thing is, of course, have to check if Mimic Cave or Pet or anything. Ooh, nice flute early on. Great spot to activate it.
It's really good for us, so we can directly activate it here in Cake.
Nope. Looks like TR is in no way, shape, or form required. Maybe Shady was just being safe because he hadn't read down that part.
Or muscle memory.
Yeah, possible too. Or maybe he just likes turning things into blobs of jelly. And we are going straight to the mountain, doing Old Man in the Dark. He must have something. I wonder how badly placed lamp is. Oh, lamp is in Pendant Eastern, okay. We're not gonna go in for that. There is nothing else of use in Eastern, so I can see, you know.
The only reason you need the lamp is as a fire source, but we got the fire rod, so...
Right, and... Ooh, Shady gets dead rocked as Old Man shows us he has the mitts.
I hate the dead rocks.
But yeah, you have to balance any safety that isn't hard required against the amount of time it takes you to get it. And getting all the way over to Eastern, even if the boots show up, it's still a bit of a hike. Speaking of which, the boots are out in Checkerboard Cave. That's kind of interesting. I wonder where the mirror is. We will need that mirror, because Swamp is a crystal.
And the mirror is in Thieves Town.
Yeah, Pendant Thieves Town, lovely. It's going to be a while before we... Oh, well, that's probably why we're in Thieves Town right now. There's also that Tempered Sword.
Also known as Bacon.
Yeah, and a big weapon upgrade in any case.
Yes.
What's Hammer got? Okay, Hammer's in Hype Cave. That's easy enough to get to after this.
Yes.
I feel like you probably walk to Hype Cave to get the hammer before you even get the boots, just because it saves having to go back over to CAC Portal an extra time. Or maybe since you're going to be doing Skullwoods anyway, you go get the boots, then you go over to CAC Portal to do Skullwoods, and then you get the hammer.
Would make sense.
But these are the decisions the runners have to figure out in advance during the 15-minute study period. Knowing how to optimize like that.
I think Skullwoods with only 3 hearts can be annoying.
Yeah, where are the heart containers? So Hype Cave does have a heart container, so there's an argument for maybe going to Hype Cave first. Looks like Shady's going that way. So we have our first real divergence.
Yes.
Oh,
Butter sword.
yeah. Well, Leaf is going for, Graveyard Ledge must be. I don't know what else you'd go this way for.
Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb.
We don't have the boots for King's Tomb.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that the boots are required for King's Tomb.
Yeah, you have to bonk the grave to open it. Okay, there's a bow. That is important, but I think I like Shady's routing of getting the hammer now and then probably the boots is the immediate next thing. Okay, Leaf's going for the boots too now. Just gonna be a bit before Leaf gets the hammer then. Ooh, Hype Cave is pretty hype today. Half magic is very nice since we know we're not getting the lamp. It gives us a lot more flexibility with the fire rod.
Yes.
And the other bow is in iced tea, so that's another thing to wait as we see the hook shot in
Maya Shed.
Iron Shed, thank you. Kind of surprised Shady didn't pick... Oh, I guess he's doing it now. Actually, Shady has what with to beat Meyer, so he's probably just gonna go Meyer Shed straight into Meyer. No, wait a minute, sorry. We got the Zora money, we never visited Zora, so no, we can't open Meyer. I was thinking too far ahead because we were talking about why they were getting Zora money.
You're a few steps in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now Shady is on the way to his boots.
But as I was starting to say, getting the Graveyard Ledge bow is interesting because the other bow is in iced tea. So again, you have to wait, like, which one is less out of your way to get? Is it worth getting both to have silver?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. You can also combine the bow with clearing out Ice Palace.
Right.
I mean, the bow is on your way.
Well, it looks like Shady's going for Ether. Well, and that's the thing. Ice Tea Room isn't exactly on your way if you're go-moding Ice Palace. And... well, we have a heart container in the Icebreaker chest, so probably we'll grab that, since we already have Samaria. And the other item is a French Vanilla Blue Mail and Freezor chest. So, Freezor chest and Icebreaker chest are both on the way. But Iced Tea is a bit more out of the way. Is it more out of the way than Graveyard Ledge? If you get both, is it worth the time saving to have silvers? I mean, I feel like about 7 hearts blue mail is kind of typical for a spoiler run, so I would expect them to grab the other 2 items in ice when they get there. But neither of our runners are going that way. Looks like Shady doesn't want to do... oh, maybe he's grabbing the bow now.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want to do 4 hearts green mail skull woods, apparently. Not that we can blame him.
And we see Hera on Leaf side.
Yep, that'll be a nice fast dungeon. But does it have anything of use? Has the Cane of Burna. Kind of an interesting choice to do it here, because usually if you can save it for right before GT, you do.
Here is the burner. Is there an item in Spike Cave?
Spike Cave is junk.
Okay.
So Burna must just be for the safety. And again, it goes into... Ooh, as Leaf takes a fall to Moldorm. It goes into knowing your own abilities and how many safeties you think you need to safely finish the game, because a death costs a lot more time than getting a safety that's only slightly out of the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and Shady is here in Skullwoods. I guess he saved this for after Graveyard Ledge just so he can mirror and flute away from here and doesn't have to go back out.
And Leaf got the first crystal. And this looks like
Desert?
Maya or desert?
Oh, Leaf did get Ether. I couldn't remember if both of them went to Zora or just Shady.
Yes, both runners collected Leaf on Zora.
So that ties us in the crystal count at one piece. Yeah, to answer chat, Leaf is clearly not planning to get Butter sorted. They would have done it when Shady did it, because you're right there after getting out of Thieves Town.
Is there a difference between Tempered and Butter Sword?
Yeah, Butter on most enemies does twice the damage of Tempered, so it makes getting the one and one in the first two cycles of Ganon pretty trivial, and makes it possible to get a zero cycle Trinex. Not that we're going to be beating Trinex in this seed.
Good to know.
And helps a lot on Cold Stare and Vitreous. Cold Stare basically becomes a joke if you have Butter Sword. And it's nice to see those Pengators just evaporate with the Butter Sword. One Popo gets away from Leaf and Mire too, but that's a lot easier to clean up than a Missed Wizrobe. Mire has a heart container in the cutscene. We're not getting that, and the other item is just 5 rupees, so we're just gonna fish the big key out of Map Chest, which is an annoying place for it to be, and then head to the boss.
Yeah, I can understand that you don't collect the heart container. I mean, cutscene just took too long.
But yeah, down here, Shady will probably... Yeah, he's gonna kill the free resource and get the mail. Only one room above its vanilla position.
Okay,
Doing
nice.
now, debating whether to get silvers. Yeah, that must have been his internal monologue about whether to get silvers, that hesitation there. And he is doing it okay.
Yeah, I can understand it. Ganon with silvers is much more easier.
Yeah. Though with Butter Sword, it saves about 25 to 50 seconds, depending on how good your spins are on Ganon Phase 4.
But at the end, silvers can save your victory.
Oh yes, certainly a nice safety. They speed up Vitreous. They also marginally speed up Argus and Helma King, who will also need to kill.
And it also makes the Mimic in pot easier. You only need one shot, not two.
Yeah, and since we're now using fast ROM, you don't need to worry about lag, which used to be an argument against silvers because in the vanilla game they do lag, but with fast ROM, not so much. As I was saying, Cold Stare with Butter Sword is a bit of a joke.
This is crystal number 2 for Shady.
With Leaf about to get the same. Even though we'll have done 4 different dungeons at that point. Okay, so I guess this is why Leaf got Burna. Take enough hits off the small eyeballs to be able to just use the bow on the remainder. Leaf being really safe and boomeranging that heart. That wasn't prize on the eye, as we don't even have a bug net or a bottle or anything for that, so I haven't usually seen the small eyes drop items. Okay, so for the first time, one of our runners is doing a crystal dungeon that the other runner has already done. As the Leaf goes into desert.
And it looks like Shady don't want the burner.
Yeah. What's he up here for? Because I'm thinking... Oh, we still don't have flippers. Flippers are on Pyramid Fairy. Okay, and... Hera is one of our 5/6 and Myers the other. Okay. That explains it. I didn't notice Hera was a 5/6.
So that means early Maya and Hera are required to clear Swamp.
Yup. I was just thinking, where are we in relation to go? Oh, yeah, the only thing we still need are the flippers. And we still need to go over to Hype Cave and pick up that hammer.
And now we will see Pot on Shady's side.
As we're up to 3 crystals apiece. To answer chat, I don't think anything's in Swamp, it just has a crystal, so we need to open GT. So let's see if there's anything we might want to grab along the way. The ice rod's in Waterfall chest. I don't think we particularly want that. There's a vanilla heart container on the boss, so that'll bump up our health. Yeah, I don't even know what we'd even potentially want, unless there's like maybe a bottle on the way that has some goo in it. Yeah, powder. Powder's an ice rod kit. I don't think we're gonna run all the way over there for that.
I don't think so.
There's a bottle with blue goo in Hookshot Cave. If we had to go to TR, that would be... Well, I guess we have to go up that way to get to GT anyway, so I don't know if either runner is gonna detour over there to get some blue goo.
And Leaf was collecting some money in the bow game.
Chad asking about arrows for Shady. He's fine in pod because he has silvers. And I believe there are some arrows in like GT and yeah, we don't have to worry about Eastern. And Leaf is now going to be the first to deliver the big red bomb and get those flippers. So yeah, the short answer about Shady and arrows is I think there are enough underpots in GT that he'll be fine.
Yeah, at least we need 4 arrows for Genon.
Yeah, and for the Vidi fight, since he has Butter Sword, it's easy enough just to slash at the eyeballs. Probably faster than aiming 9 silvers at the small eyeballs.
Hello, flippers.
Where's Shady off to?
Mini Moldom Cave?
Oh. What was in there? I know Leaf went in there before.
Leaf was in there, but I forgot the items.
Oh, chat's saying just a couple heart containers. And some money. Not sure what the money does at this point when we've already paid off Kiki.
We need some money for the red bomb.
Oh, right. That is $100, isn't it?
So that means we need to pay $100 to get the flippers.
Better than the $500 the vanilla game makes you pay.
Yes. Yeah, but we paid 500 for Ether.
Yeah. You get scammed one way or another. Now, Swamp is a nice dungeon to go mode. It's still annoying the amount of time it takes to pull the damn portal, but once you're actually in Swamp, if you're go moding it, now that we can do Specky Clip, it's nice and fast.
Yes.
Well, I should say Specky Clip plus Diver Down, the two combined really make it fast.
Yes. Yeah, I learned Diver Down with Bomb. On the weight it works 9 out of 10. For me.
Yeah.
I tried this on my arrow thread, but the most time I failed it, so I got the way with the bomb, and I know okay it works 9 out of 10 for me, and I'm fine with that.
And yeah, regarding Shady being in the lead on Crystal Count, let's just say that Shady's league team name is the Spoilers. So, it's one of his favorite modes. Honestly, it's surprising that he's here in the lower bracket. He took a surprise loss to Flip Heel in the first round. That's also just as a function of seeding. I'm not making judgment calls on the relative strength of Shady and Flip Heel, but based on quals, Shady was seeded 7th and Flip was seeded 10th.
Yeah, I think he will now clear Maya Desert and then go to Red Bomb for flippers.
just in contrast, Leaf, I believe, was 20th and took a loss to Radical Sniper, who was 13th. The winner of this match will face the winner of Secretly a Sliver and Amarith. And that match is being played Sunday afternoon at 4:45 Eastern.
I just also looked at the schedule.
Yeah, we've got several matches coming up tomorrow. All these runners are retracing each other's steps, though please do give both of them a follow. They're both quite regular members of the community. See both of them around a lot in a lot of events. They're both great, so yeah, give them a follow. Assuming Leaf will grab the heart container, though, that would be number 9. On top of getting the blue mail in here, that's pretty generous for a spoiler seed.
Yeah, it's always good to get a mail upgrade.
Yeah, and Shady will get his 9th heart container as well when he beats Argus. And yeah, Shady's grabbing some extra arrows in Desert just to be safe. Always amazes me that people remember what are under those kind of random pots. I would never remember that that's a place to stock up on arrows.
Do you think one of the runners will get the blue in hookshot?
I would tend to think not, because we do have a decent amount of hearts and half magic, but you never know. Decent amount of hearts and blue mail, I should say. And looks like Leaf just skipped silvers.
That's interesting.
Yeah, meanwhile, I guess I missed it, but Leaf also went back and got Butter Sword at some point. So, crystal number 6 for Shady, crystal number 5 for Leaf.
That will mean red bomb and swamp.
Yeah. Which is still much faster for Shady than what Leaf has to do, because you have to get to the back of Skull Woods to beat Moth, and for Pod you not only have to get through the hedge maze, but you have to sit through the cutscene. This was a pretty nice seed, all things considered. We didn't have to beat Aga 1, we didn't have to beat any pendant bosses. We only had to enter one pendant dungeon. And even if you played this without the spoiler log, that's the pendant dungeon you're most likely to enter anyway, because it's green pendant.
Yeah, I see it often enough. Open cache boots that players also dip T-Sound or Skull Woods, even it's a pendant.
So that's officially Shady's item go mode.
Yes.
He's been in item go mode for a bit now, just behind a dungeon.
Which sprite is Shady using?
Shady's using Moldorm.
Oh! I see it first time. I see it first time.
It's just a very short Moldorm. It's missing its tail.
Yes.
Actually, I guess it's the Think Dorm sprite specifically because you can see its little hand there.
It's the half version of Minimal Dom.
Yeah, so here's Leaf at the cutscene. Shady's just gotten through the annoying business of draining the dam. So we're not that far apart, but again, Leaf does have to traverse the middle of Skull Woods to get to the back, so I don't know, Shady has maybe a minute or two lead.
I would say a minute and a half.
How long are we gonna spend in GT here? Big key in Compass Room. And Hope Room does have a small key, so we can just grab that and go right.
So that means only right side.
Unless we want to steal the pot key on the left so that we don't have to beat the Mini Helma, but I'd probably just ignore that and beat the Mini Helma. Oh, and GT Compass Room also has 20 arrows in it, so if Shady wants to stock up on arrows, or Leaf wants to stock up on arrows, no problem there.
Now only Skullwood's left for Leaf.
And yeah, those silvers really make the second phase of Argus easy.
Yes. Only one shot.
So that is 7 crystals for Shady. He will climb up to GT now. I'm assuming he'll take the lower portal, because why would you want to spend the time to open TR portal?
And now we will see if Shady's going for backup or not.
Oh yeah, and chat also reminding us that Leaf doesn't have silvers, so in addition to being behind, they're going to have a somewhat longer Ganon fight. And Shady not grabbing that blue goo in Hookshot Cave. As I was kind of figuring, 9 hearts, blue mail, butter sword, silver's half magic is a luxury in a spoiler log race. And here's crystal number 7 for a leaf.
Shady was entering GT at 39:10.
Course. Ooh, Shade taking a fall there, but remembering to get this small key for the climb.
Yeah, I know one. It was a Cash Boots race, Cash Boots tournament race. And there was a runner who forgot the small key that Shady collected. And this was the reason why he loses.
Yeah, you always hate to see someone do the climb without a small key. Once in a blue moon, there'll be a vanilla small key in the pre-Moldorm chest and they'll be bailed out. But usually there's no small key there. And Leaf about to enter GT. But Shady about to enter the gauntlet.
Yep. 2 minutes and a few seconds. Two minutes and 13 seconds behind.
Yeah, I think all told, Shady's just more experienced in putting together an efficient route. Which again, not surprising, this is one of his favorite modes. Oh yeah, and shoutouts to our tracker, JanDB. Spoiler mode, especially at the beginning, since the runners know where they're going, the items can come in pretty fast and furious.
But she's doing a great job.
And of course, if you want to commentate or track one of these races, you, the audience, there are plenty more coming up. And we're looking to get as many restreamed as possible.
Look at me. Week or two ago, I never thought that I will commentate a game in English. Look what I'm doing now.
And as you said while we were setting up, it helps you to practice even.
Yes. I started in the German community as a tracker. After that, I decided to get a volunteer on Speedgaming, and what I'm doing now, commentate with you.
And Shady getting chased around by the Moldorm does get the second Buttersword slash in, though.
Feel free to join the community, don't be afraid. there is always a guy or girl nearby who will help you.
And of course, if you happen to be able to get yourself to Northern Virginia the first weekend in October, that's when the in-person portion of Speedgaming Live is. We're having a bit of trouble with Lanmos too.
Yep.
That's one of the fights where Silvers can really help you.
Yes.
So not an insanely fast speed. Insanely fast, I feel as if you can sub 45 it, but still a very fast speed. Probably having to go to the attic of Pendant Thieves and get Pyramid Fairy are enough to prevent a sub 45. Get your GG's in for Shadyforce, who will advance here in the lower bracket. And he finishes with an official race time of 1 hour 51 minutes, so 51 seconds, so 45 minutes 51 seconds, not counting the study time. As Leaf takes down Moldorm 2.
And here it is.
You're muted. Oh, there you are.
GG's.
Okay, yo. You must have loved that. You didn't have to touch Eastern.
Yeah, well, I almost went into Eastern.
Just for the lamp.
Yeah, it's almost worth it. I think I probably would have, given the race situation, if I didn't realize I needed the 100 rupees from the Moldorm, and then 3 heart containers are in there, so I'm no longer worried about the Mire basement. But I was considering it just for the Mire basement.
That makes sense.
It's like the only dangerous part of the seed that's left, really. So,
though, for you doing things low health, you didn't have much trouble with the low health Mothula.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone to Mothula that early. I was combining it with Graveyard Ledge, and I want to get that bow so I can have Silvers for Vidi, but
yeah,
I don't know if it really saves all that much versus just floating there at some point, so maybe I could have put that off.
Mentioning Silvers reminds me, it looks like you were hesitating momentarily after getting Freezor just about whether you wanted to get Silvers or not.
No, I always wanted to get Silvers. I hesitated because I realized I totally messed up Ice Palace. I need to not hit the switch if I'm going to Ice Tea.
Right, because then you had to go down and climb back up. Right.
I've actually lost a lot of time in Ice Palace. Probably close to a minute. That's a very costly mistake. So I'm pretty annoyed about that. That's probably my worst routing mistake. I just totally forgot that Ice Tea was one of the places I wanted in Ice Palace, so I actually have to not hit the switch. It saves loads of time.
Where was the big key? The big key was in Spike Room, so that was on the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the big key had been some... I guess you...
The only bottleneck is Ice Tea itself, right? So if I have to go to Ice Tea, the big key's always going to be somewhere handy. Yeah.
I guess the worst would have just been if it had been in Compass Chest and you... would have had to have killed all the Pengators.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, Leaf is now on the Ganon fight. Leaf elected not to get Silvers, so this phase 4 is going to be a bit.
Which Oh no, I actually, sorry, I do know this. He went to Graveyard Ledge early and he skipped the Ice Palace bow.
Yeah, were you watching Leaf stream?
Yeah, I wasn't watching the restream. I had his stream up
Yeah.
because it's like more in sync, if you know what I mean. There's like a 30-second delay or something on the restream. Otherwise, I have the restream up. The restream would be cool to watch if it was a bit closer.
That's of course one of the fun things about the mode, just getting to watch your opponent.
Yeah, sometimes I don't do it, but I actually think I play better when I do watch it, because if I'm behind, I'm like chasing them, right? So I'm trying to go as fast as I can, and if I'm ahead, I'm like relaxed because I'm ahead. If I made a mistake somewhere, I'm doing better. So
well,
I find it kind of win-win. GG's Leaf.
GG's to Leaf, finishing this out 104.33 the official race time, so 49.33 of actual playing. Oh, Leaf says waiting for the invite. Let me see if someone misentered a name.
Will you send the invite?
Oh, the tracker didn't hit done. That was it. And we are joined by Windblownleaf. GG.
GG's.
GG's, Shady.
Yo, GG's gamer.
0 for 2 against both you two this week.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll get revenge against Zelga when you play him next.
I was gonna say, can you figure out how to convince Zelga to play me in something?
Surely you must be in some tournament together.
Yeah, he's 5-0 and I'm 3-2 in that one.
Yeah. It's probably not going to be cross keys.
Anyways, yeah, GG, Shady. This was a fun seat throughout.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I've had some really awful, brutal spoiler seats lately, and this was actually kind of nice.
It was a really nice, refreshing seat. Not a lot of jank routing to do. I also like that the hammer is so useless you can put it off till the end of the game.
I saw you just really delay that hammer. I wasn't sure which was better. I saw you went to Graveyard Ledge. You walked to Graveyard Ledge, and then you used boots to get the hammer later. And I did the opposite. I walked to Hype Cave, and then I used boots to get Graveyard Ledge and stuff later. And I don't know what's better.
Honestly, I think if you're not getting the Graveyard Ledge bow, I think it might be better to get the Iced Tea bow.
Could be that. Yeah, I think. Because I was talking just before you came in, I messed up. I hit the switch in Ice Palace, and I shouldn't have. Because I'm getting Iced Tea, and if you don't hit the switch, I don't think Iced Tea adds all that much time. It probably is quicker than Graveyard Ledge. But I still think, because you can get both bows before Victorious, I think it's probably worth getting both bows. You just save so much on Vidi and then Ganon.
Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that you could route Ice before Mire. I routed Mire before Hammer so that I could get the Hammer into Big Bomb into Swamp into Ice route.
Yeah, look at you staying in logic. Yeah, you can't go into Ice without flippers. That's cheating.
Well, it's more, it grouped everything up together in a nice little basket.
Yeah.
And I was able to get, like, my trade-off there is I picked up Cane of Burna to make sure I wouldn't die to Vitreous, because I've been having trouble with Vitreous and Goldster in particular lately. So.
Yeah, I considered grabbing Burna, but I ended up not doing that. I kind of messed up the Ruby route in this.
I had to stop at the Arrow game when I realized I needed money for pods still.
I know. I did pod before, and I needed money for Big Bomb, and then I realized, well, okay, there's a hundo in Mini Modern Cave, along with 3 heart containers that I wasn't planning on getting, but once you know that you need that hundo, and you should just get the 3 heart containers way earlier, and then I have like 7 hearts for moth instead of 4.
10 hearts for moth.
10 hearts for moth, yeah, nice.
But I also did moth last because I was like, I don't think it's worth doing moth without the boots in this case, because the only time I was going north was to get the bow. So.
Yeah, I combined it with Graveyard Ledge for all that probably saves if anything, but might not even save time. But if you do Graveyard Ledge early, then yeah, you definitely need moth for last.
I mean, that moth was comfortable. Gold sword, blue mail, 10 hearts.
I wasn't sure whether to get the gold sword in this. It's a bit cowardly, but it definitely made Cold Stare easier.
Yeah, I've been having trouble with Cold Stare, so I was like, let's just make Cold Stare free. And then he still breaks out of the corner.
When you get it so early, it's usually just worth, like, in practical terms.
I combined getting the sword with going south to get the hammer, so.
Yeah.
Well, you both combined the sword with getting the hammer just at very different times.
Yeah. At least combat was completely free this seed, let's be honest here. Last spoiler seed I rolled had 1 sword before GT. This was great. This was great. I was comfortable. I didn't have to do fighter sword Cold Stare.
Yeah, once you're carrying around a fighter sword, or even just like swordless a whole seed, like then when you get normal sword equipment, it just makes the game seem so easy.
So you're up next against a Marith or secretly a Sliver.
Oh, nice.
More cross-Atlantic racing.
While you guys were racing, we discussed that they're doing their race this Sunday afternoon.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. I thought you were saying it was on right now.
No. But in less than 48 hours, you'll know who your next opponent is.
Yeah, that's cool. Hopefully the lower bracket goes on at a good pace.
Yeah, that's the bracket that needs to move at a good pace. Just because it has twice as many matches.
It's my biggest complaint, double elimination formats.
Yeah, it always seems like the upper bracket people are the ones who rush to get their matches done, and then they're waiting for weeks while the lower bracket catches up. And this is true for any double elim tournament.
Mm-hmm.
At least this is a nice quick mode, so it should be kind of easier to schedule for sure.
You can schedule in about an hour and a half and call it a good day. And that practically includes setup and interview afterward.
Yeah.
Pleasure to race you again, Shady. Or actually, I don't think I've raced you personally. Pleasure to race you.
I'm sure I've raced you recently. I'm sure I've raced you before, Leaf. Did we not face off in League or something?
No, you played Drakey. I played your brother.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Which means I'm technically over 3 against you guys. In tournament races. I think I have a ladder win on one of you, but...
And for more transatlantic matchups, the next scheduled race here is tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, Power to Mario versus Mufte. And then at 12:15 in the afternoon, Gem versus T-Stew. So...
Ooh, Gem T-Stew is going to be a good one.
The bracket gods just like making transatlantic matchups, clearly.
I mean, that's what happens when we've got such a large and, honestly, a very active and enjoyable international crowd. Some of my favorite friends I've met in this community are from across the Atlantic from me.
Well, you have a teammate in France, as you were just alluding to.
I do, in fact, have a teammate in France. I'm looking forward to October so I can meet a teammate from France.
Yes, I only just found out last night that both of you were going to be at Speedgaming Live, and as we were saying earlier in the stream, yes, any of you who can make it to Northern Virginia the first weekend in October are welcome to join. And I think the bot has been plugging it somewhere in there.
But yeah, GG, 52 collection rates. I think that's one of my lower collection rates.
Yeah, I love low collection rates. It's just my favorite.
Oh yeah, wow! I didn't even notice your final collection race there. Even for spoiler, those are very nice rates.
But yeah, GG Shady. I
Yo,
do enjoy getting to race this. This mode is tough as nails to get good at.
I know, like, it's... Whenever I race, like, Gem or Gamma or whatever, like, I always get my ass kicked as well, and it just feels so useless.
I mean, your teammates with last year's champion, aren't you?
Yes, that's also true.
I was gonna say, did Melgo win last year?
Yeah, but usually I race with him, not against him.
I mean,
I
yes.
try to arrange it that way.
Also, I'd also like to shout out how absolutely terrible the menuing is in this seed. Anytime I open my menu, I wanted to cry.
Well, that's what the shoulder buttons are for, I guess.
There's a couple
God,
of places I
quick
do like a
swap.
menu.
Oh, because nothing was like on top of anything else, so you had to scroll side to side.
Like about the most benefit I had in my menu compared to you, Shady, is the Cane of Burnham made it easier to menu the flute.
Well, I mean, it's 2 L presses for me, right? So that's got to be quicker.
It's got to be, but again, there are I mix menu with quick swap. It's just something I do for some reason.
Well, sometimes it's just faster, for sure. Getting to hammer and getting off hammers it can be often be really awkward.
Getting to or from hammer to anything else useful to you immediately that's not the flute is a pain.
Yeah.
Because you have to go like 5 over to get to the fire rod or the Samara in a full menu situation. Also, shoutouts to the stun prize hearts. It meant I could just go up into the gauntlet on 2 hearts and know I'd be fine.
Yeah, I think I got a fairy drop somewhere in the gauntlet as well. Which is nice.
My pack was too far forward because I hadn't saved and quit since Zora.
Yeah.
I got the fairy drop in Swamp, I think, is what happened. So, but yeah, I knew this was gonna be a fun go 0-2 and get some fun matchups in. I mean, I got to race 2 of my favorite people in the community, so because I love Shadyforce is good people. Everyone should follow Shadyforce.
Follow me if you want to see me never stream and never use my mic or anything like that, for sure.
I mean, some people are like a nice chill stream like that.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to race, and thanks for covering it, Rossi, and the rest of the crew.
And Phoenix.
Yeah, and thank you guys for joining us here, and for willing to do a tournament that requires your camera to be on and everything.
You know how rare that is for me.
I've seen you occasionally stream on your own for fun with a cam, but yes, it's relatively rare.
Not in the last 3 years, Strossi.
Oh, has it been that long?
Uh-huh.
Well, that says how long I've known you then.
Yeah, one name change ago.
But yeah, thank you again to the runners. Thank you, JanDB for tracking, and Phoenix for joining me here in the comm booth at the last minute. We have a very full evening of programming on the Speedgaming channels for you. All of Speedgaming through Speedgaming 6 will be featuring some action tonight. And I think for the moment we're going to get you over to the Speedgaming Live Super Metroid Any Percent tournament on the main Speedgaming channel. So please join us over there.
I like the Speedgaming 2 matchup tonight, but that's because I like that game.
Oh yes, we're coming back on Speedgaming 2 at 7:30, so in a little over an hour with Crystallis Randomizer. I have no idea who's playing in that though.
I believe that is Code Gorilla and Mashama, if I remember the term. Hi, I'm also participating in that tournament, so you'll
nice.
That too.
And yes, Code Gorilla and Mashama is right. I just looked at the schedule.
So keep a note of that, and yeah, just check out the entire Speedgaming schedule for tonight. As I say, we have 6 channels worth of tournaments going, so whatever game you like, you can probably find it.
Isn't SGL Online a good time?
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us now. So thanks again, everyone, for watching.
And another thing, in 10 minutes we'll start Metroid Prime 2. Yes, Metroid Prime 2 on Speedgaming 6.
Definitely watch that. That's a fun one to watch.
So also a big thank you on my side, GG's to both runners, and yes, I appreciate it to join Drowsy as commentator. Also a big thank you to Genderby to tracking. Enjoy the evening, the night, or whatever.